Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time since I have created just a strictly YouTube video piece, and you know what? That is okay, and it's part of the inspiration for today's video. We've kept the Marketing Should Be Fun podcast going, but I am kind of working on, creating a fresh kind of rhythm for creating content here because I like it and it brings me life, which is what I want to talk about today. So I'm in the process of releasing officially my new coffee table book series, which I'm super excited about. It's a 3-part series, 101 affirmations to give yourself, 101 affirmations to give your team, and 101 affirmations to give someone you love. They are, the printing of them is being finalized, and you can pre-order them now at savagecontent.co/books. But they will be available by December 1st. All that to say, a lot of the affirmations in there are about not comparing yourself to other people. And I was reading through them, and specifically one of the affirmations in the book for yourself is that I am not defined by my follower count. In conversations that I've had with current clients, potential clients, and just people in general, I've heard a lot of comparison recently. I've heard a lot of people who feel the pressure of, well, our podcast episodes downloads don't look like their podcast episode downloads, or our click rates for our emails don't look like what we've heard this person's click rates are, or our follower count isn't anywhere close to what this person's follower count is, and the list of comparisons continue. Now, there is a place for messaging like that. It's good to know what's normal in your industry. It's good to be aware of what other people are seeing and experiencing with the communities and brands that they are building. And there's a place for that so that you can understand what the opportunities for growth for yourself are. But at the same time, comparison isn't all that helpful. I know for myself personally, this is a principle I believe about the world, but it's also a principle that I stick to about entrepreneurship, is that I really believe that I am only in competition with myself. I believe that you are only in competition with yourself. I believe that because I think that we all are trying to accomplish unique things. Even if we have similar organizations, similar companies, I think the way that I approach my work and my company is different than the way that even somebody with something similar approaches their work and their company. It means that I am not setting my benchmarks based on where other people are at. I am setting the benchmarks for my life and my business based on what's important to me and based on where I've been and where I want to be. I want to set benchmarks that make me better than I was yesterday, or make me better than I was last year or in years prior. I want to create goals that line up with my values of what actually feel important to me and how I want to live my life and create a company. So honestly, this is not a practical video at all, but it's just something that I've been thinking about and wanted to share with you. As we approach the end of the year and are looking ahead towards 2024, I hope in some senses you are at least aware that 2024 is pretty close and is on its way. And if you're the type of person to set, New Year's resolutions or just goals for the year, I want to encourage you to just be thinking about your values of what's important to you. And I want to encourage you to set goals for your brand and your community out of those values. I know for me, a big goal and a value of mine is that I want to be known by others for the encouragement that they receive from me. That is a big goal. And it is more important to me that people know me as someone who gives encouragement than that people know me as a marketing expert, even though that's what I do for a living. That's why I'm releasing this series. That's why most of the content that I share to social media is just me sharing something that I feel is encouraging. And that's something that I want to continue to lean into. And so as you're looking ahead towards the year to come, I want to encourage you to do the same. Is just think about what's important to you and what would it look like to focus on what's important to you even more in the content that you're creating next year. In an upcoming podcast episode, we talk about how the best content often gets created when we feel excited. And some of that has to do with topics, right? There's times where we are, we get off of a phone call or we have something happen in our life and we just feel kind of this burst of inspiration that lets us, record a video, write an email, pen an article, whatever it is. sometimes that's what that looks like, but sometimes it's also about how that content is being shared. Sometimes there might be a level of focusing on a new platform in the new year, or focusing on a different style of content creation or a different method of content creation that feels more authentic to who you are at this moment. I know that there are many things that are more life-giving to me now than they were 3 years ago when I started Savage Content Collective. And there's many things that are less life-giving to me now than compared to 3 years ago when I started Savage Content Collective. And if we want to be consistent, if we want to be value-driven, if we want to be our best, it's important to not ignore what is life-giving to you now. In another Pat's video, I talked about when deciding which platforms to utilize in your content marketing, that you should really weigh the balance of what feels authentic and natural to you from a content creation perspective, and where the people you're trying to reach are spending their time and where they want to see content from you. It's this balance that we kind of have to focus on. And sometimes they line up, sometimes they don't. And I want to just encourage you that, especially approaching this new year, just to make sure that all your eggs aren't in a basket that isn't life-giving to you. It's okay if some of your eggs are in a basket that are not life-giving to you. Sometimes that's what we have to do as entrepreneurs, as leaders, as brand builders, as content creators. But it's really fun when we do have those aspects of how we get to represent our brand that are exciting and life-giving to us, and even experimental, and are true to who we are and who we are trying to be. So today isn't a 5-step or 5 things that you need to know about fill in the blank kind of video. I hope that there's just something in what I said that you are able to take and apply to yourself and your brand as you are looking ahead to what you are trying to accomplish. So thank you for being here. If you did like this video, please like, please subscribe. We've been sharing some great episodes of Marketing Should Be Fun recently. I encourage you to go watch them if you haven't. Also, a few episodes back, we shared just a 2-minute video and a 2-minute podcast episode that is literally titled, "Play This When You Need a 2-Minute Encouragement." There's no intro or anything like that. It's literally just encouraging audio for when you're feeling discouraged or down. And that was a favorite for me recently, I think. And so I want to encourage you to check that out too. So anyways, have a great day. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.